You see, now I can't. I'm gonna go on LinkedIn. Okay, Instagram allows it, but LinkedIn doesn't. That's all right. Should be live. Okay, we're live. Hey guys, we're live. We're getting set up. We'll be starting here in a minute. So just relax. We got a new setup as well. You can see we're improving bit by bit.
Hello.
We're just waiting for some information. That's 7 o'clock.
Hello, people.
Okay, Facebook looks good. Hey guys, welcome.
Ooh. Hello, hello.
Hello, welcome to another TATT Talks. Man, I appreciate you guys coming in. We're getting better and better. I think the lighting is better. We're at a location that we're here the first time. I'll speak more to that. Let me give it a minute or so for people to join on. I think there was also confusion. I just had that yesterday. Somehow it said we went live. I think the dates were just put in wrong, but we're live today. We got the information out. I hope you guys can join and jump on. Give us 1 minute here and we'll get going with Chika. Oh, there we go. See? Yeah. Oh, look at this. Look at this. You're looking great. Then you got your hair on there. So here we go. You got your hair?
I do. I'm
Very good. Okay. We live.
we live.
All right, thank you. This is Relax. We're trying to make some stuff happen. I know there's a lot of sophisticated work yet to be done. We're going to get better. We have some things in the works right now as the applicant think tank to improve our technology and how we do all of this. But this is where we are now, and we're just taking it a day at a time. So without further ado, I want to get us started so we have enough time to engage our guest. I had an opportunity to speak with her a little while ago before we jumped on to get more of her story. She's come to a number of the applicant think tank events. And again, with the TATT Talks, the guests that you see here are individuals who've attended our mixers, who've either been volunteers, who've been speakers, and we're also going to expand to having guests from the other chapters as well. Of course, I'm in Dallas, so it's easier or low-hanging fruit to catch people and get them face-to-face. But we do this online, and we're going to talk to folks in Houston, in DMV, in Charlotte, and Atlanta as well, because we want the applicant think tank to be represented in all the locations we do work together. Again, we are at, did I even introduce myself? Again, my name is Rose D. Ruben Njiharo. I serve as the Community Engagement Director. Big title for saying I'm a guy who gets out there and talks to people.
Oh my God.
Right, that's what I do. I don't know this, whatever. I go to places, locations, hey, African events, something connected to Africa. I'm there. I am originally from Chad, Africa. I had these flags for my last TAT talk, and I forgot them in the car. But I always want to represent people's flags, and so Chika from Nigeria, so she'll speak more to that. And again, we are at Axiom Coffee. Here it is, located in Keller, close to the Fort Worth side. This is the second time that they have this big open space and gracious enough to let us use it. If you're ever out in this area, I recommend that you come out. Great people, great coffee, great food, great working location. I wish I could show you. I have a big back room. It's a really big backyard here. We can sit and enjoy. So if you ever find yourself out on this side of town, come out. If you know anybody who lives out here, tell them about this place. And one of the things also we're doing more of is when we do these lives, we want to make sure we invite people. Somebody may show up, somebody may not, but we want to also have individuals come out to meet our speakers in face to face if they have any questions. But we'll do this as well. So that's enough of my intro. And again, if you have questions, start sharing those questions now, because as we're having, I thought I turned off this phone. Obviously I did not, because I did grab it to turn it down, which I'm gonna do now. So if you have questions, please let us know. And then we'll answer those questions as we continue our discussion. We'll go back here. All right, so Chika,
Yes,
Nnanna.
correct.
Am I correct?
Chika, Nnanna.
Okay. You're relaxed, right?
Yeah.
We got her tea, we got the water, and we made sure to get the tea.
Oh my
because
God,
it may be
stop
something
it.
that, you know, because there's some emotional terms around this whole thing, right? And so my first thing is just introduce yourself to our guest. And you know, we take a look at 3 segments. My first, just tell us about yourself. Really about where you grew up, how your background with Nigeria, and how all that works together.
Okay, yeah. So hi everyone, my name is Chika Nnanna, and I always like to say I was born in Boston, raised in Tampa, now live in Dallas, but I'm Nigerian, right? So I have to always pay respect to the places that raised me. And let's see, so yeah, I'm 100% Nigerian, right? That is, I take a lot of pride in saying that, and I can't omit it because it's me, it's who I am, it's part of me. Both parents are Nigerian. I am the youngest of 5 kids. And what else?
Well, youngest of 5 kids, how was that growing up? Were they significantly older? Who were you connected with more?
So I'm connected more with my immediate older sister. She actually lives here in Dallas. And yeah, I'm connected more with her because she is here. She is local. And how was it? I mean, it was
growing up in Boston.
Yeah. Grew up there, but mainly raised in Tampa. So I always say Boston because I was born in Boston, but I don't remember that much. I remember bits and pieces. I still remember my address.
Yeah.
I still remember my address of Boston and from one of a neighbor, like just bits and pieces I remember of Boston, but mainly Tampa, Florida.
Well, do you remember what brought your parents to the U.S.?
Oh, well, education, right? My mom is a registered nurse, and so she went to nursing school. My father is an engineer. So,
Okay.
Education.
And study.
Yes.
Decided to stay.
Correct.
All right. Well, how did you have an opportunity to go back to Nigeria when you were growing up, or what was your African community like as you grew up?
Yeah, so we went back. We visited for bits time, a little bit at a time. We did go back and visit, and I go there. I haven't been there in a while. My kids go, but I haven't been there in a while. And how was it? Community, it was huge, and it still is huge, right? The African community is huge. My mother in Florida, in Tampa, she's in so many organizations, so many nursing organizations or church organizations. There's always a community. And so I think that's just really, she instilled really into us community and just being a part of the community. It's funny that you say that because now it kind of plays into the African think tank and having that community. But yeah.
So, we have a program, Cultural Bridge, every Saturday. It's focused on giving opportunity for African parents or any parents who want to know about Africa. So that the parents that we do every Saturday so that the kids can be connected to the culture as much as possible. I think some have gone and able to go back home and visit the home country. Some have learned about Africa while they're here. So usually you have the opportunity to go back. It has been a long time, but what would you say maybe it's one of the cultural, you talk about community, which is one of the foundations of the African culture, but what are some of the challenges that you had? That's some of the difficulty with growing up in America and having a Nigerian background. I'm sure there's some cultural tension in that.
So I would say that the tension is people. So I'm 100% Nigerian, and I really feel strongly about that. Some people, I've had people question me if I am a Nigerian or if I am 100% Nigerian, and that has been one of, I would say, a struggle, so to speak. Because sometimes it is having to, when someone questions who you are, and it's just really a heated topic for me because for me it's like why question and where I'm from if I'm telling you where I'm from. And so I think sometimes having to, I wouldn't say prove, but sometimes having just to really reinforce or just tell people yes I am, and sometimes just leave it like point blank, I'm Nigerian, that's it. But no, that's really what it is.
So if they ask you about things in Nigeria, are you able to be familiar with
certain things? Yes. Certain things I am. If someone asks me certain things I don't know, and I'm going to tell you. But yes, I am.
And I understand that my younger brother was born in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
But if you ask any Chadian, they're like, "Oh, isn't that the son of Abel who was born in Nnanna was born in Chad?"
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, he was born in Chicago. But no, you're born in Africa because your lineage is there. And regardless if you're physically born somewhere else, right? And so, as I understand, you held on to, you own that identity. You assert it with anybody who may question that is your identity because it comes from your background, and that's a good thing.
Yeah. So. But it is. I've met people who sometimes, when I ask them where they're from, they don't say it. I know where they're from, but when I ask, they don't say it, and so I have to say, "But no, aren't you Nigerian? Or aren't you this?"
Yeah.
But they don't lead with that, and and I understand everyone's different, but I lead with it because that's truly who I am. So
it's giving you. I think it's giving you an anchor and identity. So I think again with Cultural Bridge, I speak to that because it's important that our young people have an identity. Young people all have an identity of where we come from when everything else seems to fall apart. Got to be connected, whether it's a community, a group of people, something. Right? So I appreciate you doing that. We're talking about that. I want to move into where our bulk of our conversation happens is about what you do.
Okay.
Right? The work, the passion, the drive. As far as what you do, but also I understood a little bit of who you are, of how you got started this journey. What were some of the motivating circumstances or situations that pulled you in? Or as you put it, you were not looking for the business, but the business found me. I like that term. We can expand on that a little bit more.
Okay.
All right. And then how what's the term you use? You don't develop people, but you empower people.
Okay.
Those are two things you're gonna attack.
Okay.
But let's start first of all with you're a nurse, registered nurse.
That's correct.
And a business owner. So let's talk about the nursing part first.
Okay.
Tell me about your journey. Like, why a nurse, and what was the educational path to get there?
Okay. So I'm a nursepreneur. My mother, my mother is registered. my mother is a registered nurse. And when I was younger, I would go to work with her, or I would go and stay in the lobby waiting for her. And I remember the hospitals. I remember the smell. It's just, I have those those memories. So my mother, a registered nurse, so it was always instilled in me. Nursing is something that you'll always have a job, right? It was, I saw her do it, and so she also encouraged her children, healthcare path. I went to school. I always say I worked my way up to where I am. So I started off as CNA, LPN, ASN, BSN. I worked my way up to where I am now. And thinking about it, and this is kind of talking about what you asked me, but on my way here, I was thinking about my journey. And my mother, she actually was an entrepreneur in her own right, and she wanted to be one, because I remember her having, it was a mannequin of a hand, so a hand mannequin, and she wanted to do nails, right? So she bought the mannequin and she was practicing. She also sold she also did one of these companies back in the day. She did that. And when I was thinking about it, like I said on the way here, I was like, Chika, how did it start? How did the idea start? And that's really what it was. If I'm really thinking about it and being honest, it started from me seeing her wanting more for herself. And it wasn't until, like I said, driving here that I really thought about it, because I really thought about it. I did it.
What was the kind of, or just observation of what you did?
Yeah, and that was it. So nurse, yeah, my mom's is a nurse.
Why not engineering?
Well, so because it was always healthcare. Healthcare was always, we saw it. My brother's actually a pharmacist.
Okay.
My sister's a nurse as well. So it was healthcare.
Okay.
I actually, when I was much younger, I wanted to be a pediatrician.
Yeah.
I don't know why a pediatrician, but yeah, nurse.
Nurse, all right. So you went to nursery school, did all that, and you've been in nursing how many years now?
I've been a nurse for over 18 years.
18.
Over 18 years I've been a nurse. And that's everything, LPN, ASN, BSN, just a nurse in total over 18 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where at? Like all throughout the US, or just mostly here?
No, so Tampa is Florida is where I got my license, and then I moved here to Texas.
Okay.
I have a compact license.
Uh-huh. What is a compact license mean?
Oh,
So because I know there's a lot of people out there who are nurses.
Yeah.
And I know Antoinette, I think
She is, yeah.
And I think there's a lot more, or that's about applicants within the nursing profession, individuals looking to get into that. So what is a compact license?
Yeah, so a compact license just means I'm able to practice in other states.
Okay.
So I was able to, so Florida is a compact state, Texas was able to practice, I'm able to practice in different states.
Okay. So let's stay on your nursing journey. So can you tell me what is some of the toughest challenges as a nurse, whether you look at people, learning new technologies, the schedule, what are some of those challenges in nursing?
Yeah, so something, pretty much what you said, people, I love people, and I love hearing people's stories, and it's the best, and it's also the most challenging, because you get to hear and meet, the patients that you meet. You hear all these beautiful stories, but then sometimes the people who you also might find people who might be not the nicest.
Mm-hmm.
And so you just have to obviously work through that, and know at the end of the day, why are you doing what you do, right? It's always why. At the end of the day, why do you do what you do? Whether it's your career, whether it's your business, why do you do it? And so I love working with people. I love helping people. I love, someone is sick. I did wound care anyways, but so, just healing people, just different things. I just like working with people. And that was, so that, and one of the challenging things, honestly, in my whole career, I mean, it had to be during COVID, and I know when you talk to most nurses, they'll say COVID. And for me, that was extremely challenging because I was an infection preventionist. So during COVID, I was the person, like not the number one, number two person who had to test patients, test staff. It was a lot. And so I tell people the rest of, the world had certain guidelines and, they understood a certain part of it. But within a facility, we had completely different guidelines and responsibilities and different things that we had to adhere to. Sometimes I wouldn't go home. I would have to stay there. Someone called in, then we have to stay there. I was in a room. Yeah, anyway, I don't really I don't really like talking about it because it was a very hard time, a very emotional time, but we had to do it at the end of the day. It was our job, our duty, a pledge, so to speak, that we took, for the patients. So yeah, that, and just the patients at the end of the day is the main priority. So yes, those are challenging times.
So you talk about, I mean, as a nurse, you're physically treating or caring for people. Are there you engage other in the mental or spiritual aspects that fit into care? You know what I'm asking?
Yeah, so I was I was also a hospice nurse.
Okay.
I've done hospice for years. And that is, if you are familiar with hospice, it's end of life. And there are times when you have to put your feelings aside to care for the patient and for their family. So there were times when I had to go to the bathroom and I couldn't let my emotions show. I couldn't, sometimes you can't pray over the patients. I mean, I would do it if, maybe if family's not there, but just different aspects. But that was also another interesting part of my nursing career, hospice. And um, yeah.
Well, I wanted to explore a little bit more because we have the time and then we'll get into the business portion. What were some of the cultural elements when you're doing hospice care? Do different cultures look at that differently and what they do and how they do it and how they approach it? Because we know in Africa how it's done, and even across Africa, there's still different ways to do it or how we approach it. Can you speak to the kind of
Yeah.
observing that type of different cultural approaches to that?
I mean, it's just different depending on the patient you're taking care of, and that family member, and what they're wanting, how they're wanting their loved one to be cared for. Sometimes it might be no pain medication. Sometimes it might be, just no, leave the body. Like just there's just different things. So this depends on who you're working with, that client, the orders that they have in place. So it's just you just know as a nurse, and you have to respect and put your feelings to the back, and at the end of the day, respect the family and the patients, right?
Okay. Okay. It's, I mean, it's death in Africa. One of the things you had what's that? When someone passed away and you go to people's home and there was like a week of mourning,
Mm-hmm.
literally at the home, even though people would come from the entire week, you
Yeah.
got the tent, you feed people, they talk. Here in the West, it's maybe a day,
Mm.
what do you call the term? The day of mourning, I don't know the term, but you won't wake up for a day, just send cards, and that would be the end of it.
Yeah.
Right? And then you move on. But I think that how we approach it, there's so many things culturally in the way we look at it. So when you spoke about hospice, it's like, okay, what does the end of life look like from a cultural perspective? So I think you've covered enough, but that's why I asked that question because it's interesting. We're going to move. So nursing, which is still a registered nurse, still practicing. So what moved you or what prompted you to add something additional to nursing? Was it a need for something additional financially? Was it a passion that, yeah, your passion, yeah, I'd say passion for nursing, but there may be additional passion you had that nursing couldn't meet. What were those, what made that transition or that connection?
Yeah, so like I mentioned earlier, I didn't realize it, but knowing, seeing my mom and her pursue other things, I think in the fact that that also played a part of it. But honestly, I always knew I wanted more than a 9 to 5.
Okay.
I wanted more than just a 9 to 5 and helping someone else build their dreams. I wanted to build mine, and I wanted a legacy. I wanted something. I have 2 kids. Shout out to Josephine and Jacob.
What's up, Josephine? What's up, baby?
Jacob.
Jacob.
You're okay.
Josephine and Jacob.
Yeah, so
My mom's doing a great job out of that.
thank you. So I wanted a legacy for them. And it's been over 10 years, and I have done different things to help to try and figure out what that is to get to that. And at the end of the day, I want to leave my kids with something. I just want them to know, okay, mommy did all the things, and here it is. And so I try. So yes, I did the different things. And one thing I mentioned to you earlier is travel wasn't something I went looking for, right? It wasn't something I went searching for. I have always loved traveling. It's just something about visiting the different places and just meeting people, and just, I would say that this world is so big and beautiful, and it's amazing. And I think a lot of people like to box themselves in and just be familiar with their surroundings. And I was going on retreats. And so one of the things that actually led to this is me going on retreats, and they were wellness retreats.
Okay.
And after going on several retreats, someone said, "Hey, Chika, have you ever thought about doing this as a business?" And I was like, "What do you mean as a business?" Like, no, it's travel. I just want to travel. But once I actually learned about how to monetize my passion, because I'm passionate about this. I'm not just doing it just to do it. I'm passionate. I could talk about travel nonstop if you're really.
You look at her penny. Every time you look up, she's hopscotch now in the watch. Of course, you got several people like that. See your name, you call up. Oh,
Right.
I just talked to you an hour ago. Antoinette.
Yes.
And I think what I'll bring back to you that I think that's because we travel a lot. I think, to me, most of the most traveled people, even on our continent here, we get opportunities to go visit people, and visit things. I think with us, we want to, I think it's transition as well, but when we go to a place, it's to visit somebody, and then we visit the place. And I think with this newer generation, they brought this concept of going to enjoy travel, say, to see locations, to see places, and to even discover your own country. And I spoke this with some Africans, like, I've lived in my country, but I haven't really discovered it. I haven't really traveled within it to know what's there. People on the outside come and see it. So I see the importance of travel. So I'm sorry for interrupting.
No, you're fine. You're fine. No, travel is it's beautiful and I tell people, you don't have to go, to the other, across the country. Go to your backyard and explore your backyard and see what things that you've never seen before.
And that was another thought, was that traveling is not seeing new things, but it's seeing old things in a new light. So like even within your own, it's like, I didn't really know. I've been passing by it all the time, but I never stopped to really notice this place. Or there's this garden or farm or zoo or whatever in my own community, but because I'm so fixated on what's around me or quickness, I don't see it. So I like how you said you monetize your passion. Let me go back. You talked about legacy, which is good. So you're not simply leaving a financial legacy, like just things to your kids, but you're leaving, I would say more of a legacy and them knowing who you are, what you're about, your passions, the drive, because I can see that legacy that you have is part of the legacy of what you saw with your parents.
Yeah.
Right? And so that's what's one thing you're trying to leave with your kids. That mom, yes, she went out and provided, but she left something that's so eternal.
Yeah.
That money can't buy it. Love the financial stuff because if it can help us, and then you're teaching them, I think, how to also use that, but how to take those passions and share them with others. Right?
Yeah.
You want to add to that? That's what I'm just assessing.
No, you're no, you're right. It's more than, yes, legacy financial, but also more so, okay, mommy did something. Mommy just didn't do the 9 to 5. We saw mommy going after what she wanted. We saw her take risks. Yes, like I was telling you earlier, my daughter, my son was saying, mommy, you're out and you're going out again. And my daughter said, mommy's going for doing this for a legacy. And when I heard her say that, it really hit me because I was like, oh, okay, but when I heard her say that, I was like, okay, Chika, she knows, she sees it, and I don't just do this for doing sake. Oh my gosh! But
Okay, let's grab it.
oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Okay, but yeah. No, so that's it. So yes, that's why I do what I do. They are my why. Okay. Yeah.
Yes. I think this ties into a question that just came up from CW Bus says, please share your secret to balancing it all. The challenge of parenting, entrepreneurship, and taking care of you. I think we can still have to unpack some of that of your business, but I'm just going to interject that question because you just talked about your kid. That's one aspect because it's parenting as well. And then you will still unpack entrepreneurship, but also taking care of it. So could you?
Yeah. So there's no balance, right? I don't believe in a balance because there's not a balance. I don't think there is.
One thing you're going to discover with her is not that she's contending with language. She's giving a different vantage point of language. Right. You don't develop people, you empower people. You're not what is this term that we're going to go back to this. You're not a serial entrepreneur. You're a multi-passionate entrepreneur.
Correct.
So balance it.
But no, I don't. You know what? I have a small but mighty village.
Mm-hmm.
I like to say I have a small but mighty village. I can't be everywhere. Oh my gosh, I still have this. I can't be everywhere. And sometimes I try to be everywhere, but I can't. Mm-hmm. So I lean heavily on my small but mighty village to help me. I just do the best that I can. And the days that I'm like, okay, Chika, what are we doing and how are we doing it? I have to really think about why I'm doing what I'm doing. How do I take, I think she said, how do I take care of self?
How do you take care of self?
Honestly, sometimes I don't always take care of self. If I'm being 100%, sometimes people ask me, Chika, what do you need to take care of yourself. And I know that. Sometimes I'll go for a walk, right? I'll go walking in the mornings, or I'll do, I like yoga. So sometimes I'll do that. So there's different things that I'll do for self. I need to be more consistent and take care of myself more, but I don't always take care of myself. And I know I need to do a better job with that, but I told myself, I'm gonna take care of self and plug those in when I can, but there's a reason why I do what I do, and I know I need to take care of self. And so, yeah.
Let's speak about, you talk about the legacy, the parents, the kids seeing that. So let's speak about what that legacy looks like, tangibly, in your business.
Yeah.
Right? I think you talk about Chika Unlocked. Mm-hmm. That is your brand.
Yes.
Talk about that.
Okay, so Chika Unlocked is a personal brand. And so earlier you mentioned someone once told me, Chika, you're a serial entrepreneur. I didn't like how that sounded. Because to me, I was like serial killer. And I'm like, I'm not that. I am not a serial entrepreneur. Once I really unpacked it, I said, you know what, I'm a multi-passionate entrepreneur.
Mhm.
You know, if you know me, if you even just look and see, yes, I do different things, right? So I'm a multi-passionate entrepreneur. And I wanted to brand that. I wanted to package all the things that I do. And so Chika Unlocked is a personal brand. And I empower people and I show people how they can unlock opportunities. So unlock an opportunity to own your own travel business, like I mentioned, and be able to travel the world, monetize that. I unlock opportunities for you to be able to travel. I unlock opportunities for you to build your digital empire leveraging AI. So that is one of the things that I do. So I empower people and I give them the key and allow them to open the door, and so that's really what it is. I AI is everywhere. And I love AI, and it's not going anywhere.
I think Ben Collins likes to hear it.
He does. Yes. Oh man, I love it. Every day I use it. Shout out to Novalux. Is Novalux AI photography? That is. So yes, that is AI. Wanderlust Adventures is travel. So it's a personal brand.
So you said what?
Wander.
Yeah.
So as you're traveling, you're wandering around.
Okay.
Wanderlust Adventures.
Okay. And that's part of the.
That's travel.
That's the travel.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, let's go. So you have Chika Unlocked.
Mm-hmm.
You have. Is that Nova?
Nova Lux.
Nova Lux.
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 Mm.
So speak to that. So we don't. So I got the first one and the Nova Lux.
Yes. Okay. So.
See what I'm saying?
Oh my gosh! No.
Multi-passionate entrepreneur. Get that right when you're trying to kill anybody.
Oh my gosh! No.
Trying to empower individuals.
Correct. That's it. So I empower people. Nova Lux AI. So that is part of. I have a marketing suite. So I actually have Sunday at 6 p.m. Sunday at 6 p.m. I am launching Nova Lux AI, and so that is to show people whether you're an entrepreneur, a travel business owner, or whatever you have. I can show you how you can leverage AI, and I can actually help you with that, and give you different tools that you need and show you how you can use AI to help streamline your business or different things that you need.
And the last one again,
Wanderlust.
Lust?
So Wanderlust. L-U-S-T. Well, actually, as you're traveling, you're a wanderer. So you're wandering.
So I wander, I'm not lost.
But it's wanderlust, like you're lost.
I'm saying that
Wander.
When people say you wander, you're lost.
No, you're not. Wanderlust Adventures. So that is travel. So people who are wanting to learn how they can monetize travel and own a piece of the travel industry, I empower people with that information. And I sit with them and we get you a. Yeah.
Is this so speaking of live calls or online calls that you have, like a Tuesday and Wednesday when I was supposed to attend?
Oh yeah. No, you're okay. Yes. Okay. Yes, for sure. So we have webinars Tuesdays. Webinars.
Let's got another word for webinar.
Oh my goodness. Well, we have webinars on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and for people who aren't able to attend, I do one-on-one, and we meet up, and I have different meetings with people who are interested in hearing about that, and we do one-on-one calls.
So that's 3.
What's
things that I've heard right now about Nova. I heard about Wanderlust Adventures.
Okay.
We've heard about Chika Unlocked. Is there something else?
Well, no. So Chika Unlocked. So Chika Unlocked is the brand, right?
Yeah.
Because as me being multi-passionate, there might be another key I want to unlock,
Okay.
and so that leaves room for me to add something else.
Okay.
But that would be Chika Unlocked. So that is the personal brand, and within the brand, like I show people how to unlock their opportunity to own their own travel business, travel the world, and build their digital empire leveraging AI.
So I don't think I need a tissue here because I'm going to ask some questions about some of the challenges. Because we talk about this journey of entrepreneurship.
Uh-huh.
It has its advantages, but as you can see, or as you already know personally, it can be a treacherous, both financially, relationships, friends, relationship, family.
Yeah.
One step forward, 5 steps back. The loneliness of your own room, crying.
Oh man!
Did I decide to take this risk or go out? I got 18 years of nursing. What am I doing?
Yeah.
Questions like that come up.
Okay.
Could you share with us maybe something that was not as much as you want to say, share a personal struggle that you were having in your business that shook you, or that maybe gave you a different perspective and change? And how did you absorb that and utilize it for growth?
Oh, that was okay. Let's see. How do we unpack this? So there are some shucks. There are some nights where I am on the computer and I fall asleep on the computer working. There are nights where I want to go to, an event that's happening, but I can't because I have to attend to the business. There are some, as far as relationships, yes, there have been some that were maybe challenged, but when I really think about it, right? Because when I really think about this, I always say that when I think about my life, it's a puzzle, right? Or I have to really like put things together because everything that I've experienced, whether it's the nursing or the business or friendships, whatever it is, I don't always understand maybe why it happened the way it happened. But when I truly sit back, it is creating a beautiful picture. Because there are some relationships may have ended, but then there are some relationships that I gained from that, and it's beautiful. So there are highs and lows. Entrepreneurship is, sometimes it can be really, it can be lonely, but sometimes it can be very, you have people there who are cheering you on, right? You have people who know why you do what you do. Like I mentioned before, my small but mighty village. Just the other day, oh man, just the other day, one of the people told me, like, Chika, I see you. Continue doing what you're doing. And oh man, and it really hit me because for them to say that and they know why I'm doing what I'm doing, it really it did something to me. So yes, this entrepreneurship, I want to work for myself. We do the 9 to 5, we help other people build their careers, their dreams. But what about your dream, right? What about your dream? What about what you want to do for yourself and for your family? And that's truly what it is. I want to do this for my family and for other people. When I say empower, it's truly empowering people. I've met some people, along this journey who I'm able to sit with them and hear why they want to do this. And I tell them, I'm with you. Let's do it. Because I truly want to empower people. It's not about me, it's about others. If I'm able to help you get what you want and help you, then that's that at the end of the day, it's still part of me, my nursing, and why I wanted to be a nurse to help people. And so I'm able to use part of that, and I like empowering people. Whatever I can do, I just do it.
Every tear is a why. It's a struggle that is unknown.
Yeah.
But also people who have come alongside and encourage you quietly.
Yeah.
Because sometimes what you need, right? You need that, am I doing this thing? Yeah. Somebody, somewhere say, hey, you're doing a good job.
Yeah.
Or we see, right? Mm. And I think that encouragement piece is what, individually, but also with the African think tank, we have embraced and we're talking about more. It's like, look, entrepreneurship, we can talk about the crazy and good stuff, but people are going through something. So now, are we taking the time individually, first of all? You don't need an organization or come up in a movement, but you individually, when's the last time that I see somebody doing something that's within my small village, I like it, and said something about it? Pick up the phone, send a message, say, hey, I see you.
Yeah.
And then I think we interpret that within, especially with the African think tank, said, then how do we also make, come along, so alongside those individuals in the entrepreneurial journey? And the journey is multifaceted.
Yeah.
Right? You have the physical stuff, you have the mental. We talk with Ashik, I think, we talk about the mental piece of it.
Yeah.
Right? There's also spiritual aspects of it, for people who are different faiths within the organization. So they're walking these journeys not in these silos, but where it's a general thing. It's really to Ubuntu, like how I am who you are. I am because you are. And that's about the whole person. So I'm going to step back because I want to preach. that has not in my domain these days. But I know some people have some questions here. But while you answer, I want to continue to look at that is what has been some of your highs? Like how people, could you tell about a particular story of someone you've helped or you empowered to go do something on their own?
Okay, yeah. One of my
call them out. Want to make sure this is true. So we talk about like, yeah, Chika was out here. We don't want to make sure she's saying what she's saying.
No, you know what? So here's the thing. When I talk to people, and whether it's a conversation and we're just having a natural conversation, and I tell someone, like, just do it. Do it scared. Whether you have a business that you want to launch the business. What is I often tell people, what is the worst that can happen, right? If someone is scared about what if it's going to fail, or what if it doesn't work out? What if it does? What if it does, right? I'm all about not telling, but I'm all about, empowering people to just go for it. I met someone earlier today, and they asked me, she go, how do you do it? How do you do it? I just do it. I don't want any regrets, right? I was at an event, one of the retreats, and we're just talking, and someone said it was related to pictures. She takes pictures that her 80-year-old self can say, look what we did. And for me, if you know me, you know I love pictures. But I take pictures, but even that, I want to leave this earth knowing, okay, she did it. She tried. Even if she didn't succeed or maybe messed up, I did it. And I want other people to know, do it. Just do it. What do you really have to lose? What do you have to lose? You have everything to gain. So even if you're scared, just do it. You know, sometimes I'm scared. You know, sometimes I really am scared. I mean,
like you calling this thing about not confident, like, okay, you going down.
yeah. I mean, sometimes I'm scared, but you gotta just do it. So I just like having those conversations with people and even giving them those nuggets. Just do it. You know, believe in yourself and bet on yourself. Like you just gotta bet on yourself. If no one else will bet on you, bet on yourself.
Don't let Nike come after you, but just do it. Don't you go about it. Don't you just taking it, running with it, to encourage people that you do it. Bringing it,
bet on yourself.
and you talk about taking pictures. There's a question from somebody who loves to take pictures.
Yeah.
You all should collaborate. Y'all picture taking all kinds of forms, like selfies. I see Antoinette. Bombachi was with us last week. Phenomenal discussion.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely want to bring her back because there's so much to unpack.
Yeah.
I definitely want to bring you back because we talk about so much. We want to maybe hone that into one or two particular areas when we get the opportunity. But she asked, when do you know when it's time for a break or rest? How do you move through that and back without losing focus? So how do you know that? But how do you tell that to somebody else as well? Right? Are you very upfront about it? Do you weave your way in it? Or when you realize that, hey, this person either I'm mentoring or empowering, I just gotta be blunt that maybe this is either not the time or I need to or you need a rest. So you need to step back and reevaluate certain things for you to be successful moving forward.
That's a great question. That's a great question. And honestly, sometimes, like I mentioned before, it can be hard for me to take a break. It can be hard for me to sit down and rest. I've had people tell me, Chika, you need to rest. Like people will tell me that. And my body, what am I drinking? Oh, my body. I'm making this, they call this, what is this, 16, but I'm not saying.
I'm talking.
But no, really having to listen to your body and me having to listen to my body. And sometimes I just have to do a better job of listening to my body and knowing, okay, Chika, yes, go hard, but also take time and rest. So I'm having to do a better job of listening to my body and resting.
Okay.
Did that answer her question?
You didn't answer Antoinette's sub-question.
Okay.
We can work the pictures with her.
Oh, I see it. Oh my gosh. I love it.
People are passionate.
I love it.
Because one thing is about collaboration. Antoinette is doing a lot of collaboration.
Yeah.
Are you doing collaborations? Are you looking for collaboration?
Yeah. I collaborate. I'm definitely open to collaborating with people. Send me a message.
Yeah.
And let's collaborate.
You're looking to collaborate.
Yeah, let's do it.
Someone that collaborate with you. Here's Chika. All right. So, no, we got about 10 minutes, so we're doing well. So just to, how did you get connected? Well, before we go to that, let's wrap up again with what advice would you give for people pursuing their passions, whatever that may be? Like, what are the kind of 2 or 3 top things that they should know for pursuing their passion?
Yeah.
Or passions.
I would say what do you enjoy doing, right? It took me a long time to find purpose. So that's another story. It took me a while. So I was the one always asking whenever there was a thing at church or an event about purpose, I was in there because I'm like, what is my purpose? And it was until I stopped searching for it is when I found it. But I would say do what sets your soul on fire. What sets your soul on fire? What do you enjoy doing? And do that. Do more of it. Do more of that. Yeah, so that answers.
Do more of it.
Do more of what sets your soul on fire.
Just do it.
Just
do more of it. I think we can get away with it.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Let's segue into the last part is how do you hear about the African think tank? And the thing I really appreciate about you, you've been to a number of our mixers
Yeah.
and to a number of our events. I don't know if we have you as a panel speaker here that I'm aware of.
No.
We need to bring you on.
Oh.
Because
Oh.
one thing I'm passionate is that I said this last, is that this is an organization that's run by the volunteers and the members of people who are engaged.
Yeah.
We're definitely not perfect in doing all that, but that is our aim. So that individuals who come as attendees, hopefully over time, they'll become panel.
Yeah.
Part of the panel to share what they know and also become entrepreneurs, either entrepreneurs or if they have a business that they'll showcase that at one of our mixers as well. And so it's really, and then also jump on as volunteers, jump on a certain boards. So those I think we are structuring to make sure people have a space to be. Right? So, yeah, how'd you get involved with African think tank, and what has been your personal journey with the think tank?
Yeah, I was actually introduced to it maybe a year ago. Maybe a year ago, I'm not sure. And an acquaintance just told me, to come to an event, and when I went, I was kind of blown away. I'm like, what is it? Like, I thought I know of some places. And when I went, I was like, well, what is this? This is amazing. The African think tank, what? And I automatically thought, okay, back in Tampa, we had different organizations, but nothing like this. And then I just started coming and
Well, what set it apart though from some of those organizations?
Well, those organizations are mainly like, Nigerian or like really Nigerian, because that was back in college there was, that was no, it was still Nigerian. All the I mean there was no, but all the I don't think that there was ever an organization that had different country, like different.
Yeah.
It was just Nigerian. And so when I found that, I was intrigued. I'm like, oh, what is this? I want to learn more. And then as I started attending, and then the people are beautiful and just really sweet. And then the vision behind it and what the organization is trying to accomplish, right? In the different cities and states that's being impacted. And one thing about me, once I understand understand someone's vision, and I'm really like, okay, wow, this is what can I do to help, or what can I do for other people to know? Then I kind of run with it and tell everyone. So that's really what it is. When I meet people, I tell them about this organization because it's beautiful, and I know, and I really stand by this. It will be a household name. Like, there's just so much being done, and it's just beautiful. So, I don't know if I answered the question.
No, it does answer the question because that was my similar journey as well. It's an organization that is de facto, meaning that you just enjoy it and the things that happen, that you will just tell individuals without really being prompted to do it. And I've got the opportunity to meet a number of Africans in the TATT talks. I'm meeting more individuals, particularly to them, and to allow them opportunity to talk about what they, how they're connected to the continent, what's happening in their own countries, and how that connects here. I often get when I tell people I'm from Chad, they're like, "Huh, I've never met a Chadian before." I get a bunch of that because I don't know how many Chadians are in African think tank. Maybe one or two come to visit, but I can tell you right now, you Nigerians, man, you got that locked down. And I tell you, the Cameroonians, they're coming up. They may not get close, but and then the Kenyans, them individuals, and then the rest of us are kind of trickling behind. And I want to also be doing some TATT talks in French and Franglais, because we had David, who was our first speaker here, so he's from Congo.
Okay.
And we want to look at those, also the multiplicity of languages throughout the continent. But
Yes, because you got to talk French, and we were like, do they know we're here?
yeah, exactly. They know they're here. And we want to make it as much as possible. It's going to take time because we bring more people in. We'll get those languages included in it as well. We are down to our last 4 minutes. Is there any more questions? You got to throw in some questions here because we're about to close out. Is there any last minute, just general advice about that are personal to you about life, a life statement or life vision that you have, and about business? Sometimes it can be one and the same. What would that be?
Oh man,
It's not really it's not too deep philosophically, but
I just, be unapologetically you, do what sets your soul on fire. And at the end of the day, just bet on yourself. That's really what it is. Bet on yourself.
because you bet on yourself.
I bet on
18 years. So did you make that transition? And what year of those 18 years did you really begin? 18 years of nurse to say, okay, I'm going to step out. Because you've been there 18 years.
Over 18 years.
Over 18 years.
Yeah. So, you know what? It's my kids.
Yeah.
Facebook is really, they do the memories. And I keep getting these memories of my kids when they were little, and mommy was doing the business, or my small but mighty village was there and mommy wasn't there. So getting those memories and knowing, okay, Chika, I gained these memories. And just knowing that this is why I do what I do. And there's those
Facebook memories.
And Facebook memories, they keep me, the days that I want to stop, I can't stop. I got to keep going because there are people who are counting on me. And that's, my business partners and my kids. So.
Good. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
No, really, thank you so much for sharing and opening up. Thank you for the advice you've given. Thank you for sharing about your business. And so when we put this out, definitely make sure you have the links to how people can contact you for your business initiatives.
Yep.
I encourage you to reach out to her. And if you can do one-on-one conversations, and I know you have the webinar, unless you have a name for webinar that you want to come up with.
No.
But this is what we do at the Africa Think Tank. This is what we do with our TATT Talks. It's really your opportunity to individuals who have attended our mixers, who are volunteers, who come to, who sit on some of the volunteer boards that we have. We want you to give your opportunity to share. All right, here's another thank you for inspiring me to keep going. Yep, there's Antoinette. Yeah, picture. Right here. I got the flags represented. And I'm glad that you guys are sticking with us. We're getting better at this. And I look forward to you joining us for our next TATT Talk, which is next Thursday, which is, I don't even know the date. We'll put it out and we'll keep it going. All right, thank you. Y'all take care. All right. Woo! I'm going to hear some what you get up. Oh, I got the hat. There you go. That's nice. It's happening. You're going to have one of these flags. Again, thank you for Axiom Coffee. All right. Axiom means a self-evident truth that needs no proof. I think that's the definition of it. But this is the second time we come here. We appreciate them. Good coffee, good people. All right. We out. He's going to buy legs. I think we can still listen.
Oh my gosh.
All right.